BMF Immortal, and it's cool. Like sometimes we switch perspectives, so it's from a law enforcement perspective.
Oh wow!
Instead of it being from the, the actual hustler side, of the aspirational side. Just
I don't know what you're talking about.
right.
They ain't telling nobody. Because if you're telling, you can't even look forward to going home.
Okay, so 50 Cent blasted Lil Meech and posted video footage and evidence of him allegedly snitching on his security. The security, who ended up taking the fall for everything, said that he was asleep when Lil Meech threw everything in his life.
He's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
Well, we can get that all straightened out after the fact.
You know what I mean? That's right. You know, I've never done that, man. I don't even know where they come up with that, man. And then the guy's a rat, man. He's been working for the feds for 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Cooperate. So you can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork, if I was ratting, it'd be on CNN. You know what?
Horrifying text message was delivered by Big Meech to 50 Cent, asking him to quit discussing his son or else there would be dire repercussions. A strange video that 50 released shows Lil Meech accusing his longtime friend of a crime and allowing him to suffer the consequences. This friend, who now backs 50, claims that Lil Meech's betrayal was the reason he was imprisoned. As you are well aware, Big Meech appears to have lost it after 50 Cent's months-long attack on the father-son bond. It might get ugly if 50 continues. To put it bluntly,
It's not legal. Huh? It's not legal. What is it? It's not legal. Not legal what?
the first is this amazing body cam footage of Lil Meech leaving his companion behind at a traffic check, which 50 Cent recently released. After accusing Meech of betraying him to the police, Lil Meech's companion was put in jail in the film.
Real, man.
Hey, charge money, What y'all talking about, huh? What y'all talking about?
During the arrest of both men, Lil Meech can be seen in the video sitting in the back of a patrol cruiser. He asks, "Did you discover the other stuff?" Once the cop reports discovering a pistol. When Meech asked, the police checked the car again, which is absurd because they had just declared that carrying a weapon was legal.
It's not legal. Huh? It's not legal. What is it? It's not legal. Not legal what? To have a firearm. I'm talking about this. Huh? Talking about the other guy? Yeah. That's illegal.
The issue is that this friend, who was imprisoned for betraying him with Lil Meech, recently posted everything on Instagram. 3Lux users shared several pictures of him and Lil Meech having fun. He claims that in addition to the body cam footage, Meech also turned against the police and was accused of possessing drugs and a handgun. "Reason I got to go to Fed time," writes the man in the caption. Look at this instead. Although I have a hoyish trouser existence, I detest phony males like Lil Meech. He went on to attack Big Meech, accusing him of raising a lame and claiming that Lil Meech had forced him to take responsibility for the presence of drugs and a weapon in the car while he was asleep. He then discussed how 50 Cent had supported him when he referred to Lil Meech as a snake. He wrote a letter expressing his regret and promising to return the favor, even if it means betraying 50 at once. "How come you're requesting 12? Were the firearms and other items confiscated from me?" It isn't that way. You see, I just went around the little drugstore, mistaking Meech for my longtime friend, whom I had known for 20 years, only to discover later that he had compromised himself. What's up with you seeing the same guy that got me into trouble? I paid a lot of money for 3 different bonds and lawyers because of him. Despite the fact that he was completely drug-free, you were too busy teaching this person how to maintain a straight face and what it means to be faithful to someone who was keeping him safe. Moreover, this father disclosed that Lil Meech's snitch would cost him both his business money and years of his child's development. He went on to quote Big Meech's wise words, saying these are the same males who use phrases like "I love you" to say death before dishonor. Lil Meech hasn't yet responded to these accusations in writing, but you already know who did. Indeed, 50 Cent swiftly exposed Lil Meech's wickedness. First, 50 joked about Lil Meech by using a screenshot of Power star Michael Rainey JRB's West Instagram account. When I said, "I'm proud of you, Michael," I viewed your page. It's fascinating. You can observe what happens if all of your money is spent on Chrome Hearts jeans without using drugs. A few hours later, 50 released a body cam video showing Lil Meech deceiving his friend twice. This time, the friend's explanation is accompanied by screenshots. Hey, how are you? Will you strap your medications to his lap while he's falling asleep like this? It was a tourist lull, but 50 was not finished yet. When he returned, he had another dubious position. This time, the image was from the BMF pop concert, and Meech's troll was included in the description. When he arrived at the airport with a gun for the first time, he was overwhelmed and in a panic. You can tell that this is awful when he says something about his friends on TV and 50 people don't give a damn. Another video that was made public showed Lil Meech being arrested when TSA discovered an unloaded gun in his suitcase even though he had a permit to possess one. This airport comment was a reaction to that video. This was done in order to provide context. However, Meech's attempt to assert this. What makes this video the most peculiar is that despite being 23 at the time, he was not legally an adult.
I know, but unfortunately, there's certain procedures we have to follow anytime something comes in that's prohibiting, correct?
Right. So listen,
You understand that, correct?
please
Do you have your ID on you?
Sir, my ID's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not
Okay.
pack my bag.
Well, we can get that all straightened out
Please,
after
do it.
the fact,
Okay,
okay?
thank
But until then, I have to put you in handcuffs until we figure this out.
Okay.
Okay, you understand that?
Can I call my mom or somebody?
We'll do that after.
Okay.
All right, just turn around for me. Be cooperative. Everything's on video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that?
Meech played the "Do you know who I am" card and revealed his identity in an effort to persuade the TSA of his celebrity.
Do you have anything else on you at this point?
No, I promise I don't.
Okay.
Just a actor, sir.
No, I understand.
Please. Man.
Do you have a
gonna
concealed
ruin my
weapons
life.
permit or anything like
No, I
that?
don't, sir. They left that in my bag. My little brother's he was outside waiting for me, sir. I promise you, sir, that's not mine. I have security guards, sir. I'm an actor.
Okay.
You see how much jewelry I have on me? I went to private school. I'm a good kid, man.
Bags. He's saying that he's an actor and he has private security guards.
Does he have
He didn't
security
pack-
weapons permission?
No,
sir.
he doesn't have a.
Listen, sir, I just want to
All
tell you.
right. His ID and everything's supposedly in the bag.
Listen, sir, I want to tell you 1 second. I fly every week, sir. I have security guards. And we're rushing to the airport. I have a premiere. I'm an actor. That's why I have a big chain. Me and 50 Cent have a TV show. Sir, this will ruin my life.
You are well aware that 50 Cent is prone to errors. After a recent video of Lil Meech cheating on his partner went viral, 50 was given access to high-quality footage for his meaningless Instagram posts. The issue is that Lil Meech's father, Big Meech, has now stepped forward and ordered 50 to fire his son. Big Meech posted a series of pictures of himself and his child, and after those dubious posts about his shortcomings as a father and Lil Meech's snitching went viral, he wrote a caption for the pictures. "We are unstoppable. We made the entire ascent." However, Big Meech appears to be doing more than just sharing pictures of fathers and sons, as rumors began to show that Big Meech personally contacted one of his old colleagues after 50 repeatedly accused Lil Meech of snitching. According to many industry insiders, the message was, "Tell him to stop playing with my son or else." Big Meech disapproves of the use of disparaging language on the internet, as is evident. However, this change in tone is difficult to ignore, and some BM series producers have even reportedly quit the show in an attempt to defuse the situation before it turned into a real-life disaster. 50 did more than just torture Lil Meech, remember? The entire affair began with Big Meech and Rick Ross's connection earlier this year. Also, the general public branded Big Meech as a rat. 50 suggested that because Meech snitched, his first step back penalty be reduced. He also posted a picture of court records, claiming that they showed Meech's cooperation through his longtime friend Tammy Cowens. There is no proof that Meech snitched in his real case, though. Because he did not cooperate, the sentencing guidelines were altered, and he was sentenced to 27 of the 30 years that were originally planned for him. Big Meech also refuted the snitching accusations in a somewhat unusual jail interview that was just made public. If he ever cooperated, he said, the problem would have made the news by now.
listen, you can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork, if I was ratting it to be on CNN, you know what I mean? You better believe it, my nigga. Yeah, it'd be on CNN. You know, you got some people insinuate whole Big Meech telling on Mexican time. Look on Wikipedia, it'll tell you Daniel Correll out of LA, he telling on me. Shit, you know, penitentiary rules is if you do not call a man hot or a rat or a snitch, or that he cooperating with the government without having paperwork to prove it. You know what I'm saying? If not, you get your bitch ass up top, you check in, or your car check you in. You know what I'm saying? You know, not supposed to send her, oh yeah, I think Big Meech hot. No, you don't think that. You show that, or you keep your opinion to yourself.
The fan argument also stems from the entire snitching issue. After spending almost 30 years in prison, some argue that Big Meech had no right to be referred to as a rat by the age of 50. Given that 50 provided Lil Meech with his big acting debut and helped Meech's family when he was incarcerated, some contend that Major Meech's decision to collaborate with Rick Ross was a grave betrayal. As 50 Cent has already suggested, this is the actual reason why Big Meech was deceived. According to 50, Big Meech was afraid because of their strong relationship with Lil Meech. 50 recently disclosed on Instagram that envy was the main cause of his split from Big Meech. At some point, Big Meech stopped supporting his own child financially because he said he could not cope with Lil Meech approaching 50. The 50-year-old Big Meech also allegedly encouraged his youngster to waste money and use drugs by acting as a poor role model for him. 50 became a real father figure to help Lil Meech break his bad habits. 50's claimed that Lil Meech had a severe breakdown due to substance abuse while filming BMF, and that 50 helped him get the required therapy was the most absurd part. I really gave it some thought, 50 wrote. I suppose my friendship with Mimi made him uneasy. To Mimi, I said, I'm hoping that he will take his medicine. But he told him, I used to do X, it's cool. Calm down. Stop wasting all your money. I tell Mimi. He informed him how much money he'd wasted. A tiny spot. I don't know why I had to send Mimi to a recovery center. Russell Horn's blood pressure was really high when he was on set. He started vomiting after a weapons test. Ian then informed me that the small man's pickup was filled with whippets. What the F are whippets? I let out a call. Apparently the beans at B&B are the ish.
He came and got me before I even knew I could even act at all. Before even acting was even a thought. And my dad called me one day and told me that he wanted me to fly to Atlanta in his presence so I could meet 50 for the first time and see the first casting that he was doing. You know, so I flew out there and it was lined around the street. And the first time I met 50, you know, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone. He like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing, so of course I wanted to do it, you know, I just didn't know if I could.
In contrast, Lil Meech allegedly squandered the $5 million he earned from the program in just 3 years by buying jewelry, vehicles, and clothing instead of investing it. So squandering that chance.
They charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3-4 hours. My neck started hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost?
3 just for the pendant. Right here, this is Antarctica. This is the big boy. This is Christine called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier. I might have seen Bill DJ Khaled with this song. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is it gonna go?
$2 million.
Especially in light of what 50 Cent did for Lil Meech, which fundamentally changed his life, one has to admit that he has a point. Things get a little more complicated because of the entire snitching issue. Close associates of Meech claim that he chooses who is deemed a snitch. 50 is being called a hypocrite.
Do you think Big Meech, told on somebody to get out, snitched, did anything extra?
No. Let me tell you why. Big Meech's paperwork is public records. There is no proof that Big Meech said, hey, bust him, bust him, bust him. Now, the situation with the lady Tammy, the female that he cool with or whatever, mess with whatever, I was having an argument with somebody about this last night. Now, if we go by prison rules and standards, Big Meech didn't sit down with the agents and say, hey, my bro gonna go ahead and settle boy up for me, so make sure y'all give me the credit. So we couldn't make a move on him because his name not in the paperwork for saying authorizing this. Now, what she did, what would happen, the killers, the homies will be like, well, listen, bro, she your people, she did that with your name on it, so you gotta have her hit. You gotta either have her killed or you gotta bring a move to her because she implicated your name or the people got your name, your BMF, whatever, in this situation. You gotta handle this. So I was telling him, I said, bro, this is one of them situations where he had a ride or die. She jumped on like, I'm gonna get him out here by any means. And you know, I say now we can't just up and say this. You know, people be like, common sense. Well, man, did they have that talk? I don't know. So I don't think, you know, I got my own situation. I don't really think that far into nobody else's situation anyway. But I do my little content.
Yeah.
But if you see, you know, it's selective politics and it's selective who they gonna call a rat or who they not gonna call a rat in this industry. So we've been saying that since I've been home.
Did 50 overreact by making up a story about Big Meech being a rat this time around since he was now threatening 50 and seeing Ross?